Okay, let's try this again. My name is Corey, and you are tuned in to the KingJedi podcast. First of all, let me start by saying thank you for watching. I know that probably a lot of you guys are kind of like held up in your homes. If you're watching from Los Angeles or New York or any specific state, you are probably doing a stay in place, shelter in place order that has gone out. You may be doing a safer at home if you are in Los Angeles, or you just are self-quarantining. Self-quarantining? Yeah. Either way, we're in this shit together, right? Luckily for me, I am at my studio, which is completely empty. I am, and something told me you're not doing shit else. You might as well do another podcast. Shout out to Jared. He put a fire under me and told me to knock this shit out. Episode 2. Like, it's been like, what, 3 weeks since I did one? But yeah, I got time on my hands now, so like might as well. What can you say about the corona? We don't know shit about this shit. We don't know anything about this at all. Well, like what we do know is what? We know that it is probably airborne. Well, it's definitely airborne. It is transmitted usually if someone coughs or they sneeze, or it can be transmitted within a certain distance by particles. I'm also going to put a link to CDC on the bottom just to make sure, I'm not a scientist, but yeah. So if you see someone with a cough, you should avoid them, or sneeze. You should have like 3 to 6 feet, right? If you have a cough, you could be a carrier of COVID-19. So you should wear a mask so you're not transferring the virus to other people, right? Okay. We know that it is, I'm guessing it's respiratory. It's a respiratory illness. I'm sure my 17 subscribers will be correcting me on that. As of now, America hasn't even been testing. So we don't even know what the numbers are, right? My guess, right? Just to be honest, right? I'm not trying to scare anybody. Let me just start with that. My guess is it's probably 30, 40, 50% of Americans will contract it, right? At some point, it was 2% mortality rate. Am I saying that right? 2% mortality rate. Well, 2% of people will not make it once they contract it. And that's normally going to be like the elderly, people with poor health, people whose immune systems are not strong, right? So right now, America is in a spot to where everyone is in their cribs. Most smart Americans. Because I'm not saying every American is actually like abiding by that, right? Absolutely wild. But yeah, you know what my question is? First of all, this is going to sound crazy. I'm not scared of the virus. That's not what scares me. What scares me is how dumb people are. People can be dumb. People are filled with fear. Maybe not dumb. Dumb is a bad word. No, it's not. But anyway, I think that people are going to be kind of filled with fear, and people might start doing dumber stuff the further this goes on, right? Hopefully we won't have this, we won't have any weird movement happening, right? That's number one. Number two, I hope that we can move by like an honor system to where we don't jump into like a martial law situation. Just imagine how spoiled Americans are. And now we are being told what we can and can't do, like by force. I don't know. It's kind of wild. Like we are definitely in a fucking, we're in a, okay, now it feels like we are living in a simulation. I'm going to say it. It feels like we are in a simulation. And like I said before, the simulation has shifted from, like if you were playing Halo, right, to all my gamers, if you were playing Halo and you're playing on novice, it seems like we just fucking switched to legendary. So now we're doing everything in legendary mode. Harder to fucking move from point A to point B. Like the battles are a lot harder. We got to make harder decisions. I would say hopefully we also step into a position to where the rewards are legendary as well. The gear we get is legendary. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that this also helps us, because right now the frequency is fear, right? And it's okay to be scared, right? It's okay to kind of sit back and look at what's going on and not feel comfortable and be scared. But then right after that, you got to snap out of it and you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean buy all the fucking toilet paper in America. What the fuck are you guys doing? I gotta drink to that. Like, what are you doing? So crazy. Now, I do believe in being prepared. So, yes, I've told my brothers, my sisters, family members to stock up within reason, right? What does that mean? That means, let's use water, for example. It's okay to kind of double up, I think, right? If you buy 4 packs of meat normally, 7, 8, that's not bad. It's almost like you're doing like a party, right? You know it's going to be 2 weeks, so maybe you can have enough for that amount. But to hoard like it's the fucking end of the world, it's fucking psycho. Same thing with toilet paper. But I think like what it is too is, I think the thing that we're not like seeing is the haves. You have the haves and the have-nots, right? So you have a have-not. The have-not is living paycheck to paycheck, right? That's the teacher. That's the bus driver. That's someone who is literally living from paycheck to paycheck. All they want to do is get their groceries and set it and hope by their next paycheck, if there is a next paycheck, that they can do it again. The haves, however, the haves are not even ordering their stuff. They're getting their personal assistant to go into their Instacart or go into their Amazon Prime account and order as much shit as they can. They can drop $1,000 on toilet paper. They can drop $500 on toilet paper, right? So now just imagine you're doing that. How many haves there are and what levels of haves there are. Then you got to add on to the fucking trolls. Like the psychopathic, narcissistic personalities and beings out there. Very low frequency, right? Red base frequency, right? Like we talked a little bit about chakras, right? Well, no, we mentioned chakras. We didn't go into chakras. But anyway, we're going to that. But the low vibrating frequencies, right? Who are looking at an opportunity to make money on some type of pain. I mean, what the, how are you even like that? How can you operate like that? That's crazy to me. People who are taking did you guys see the guy Did you guys see the dude who purchased all that hand sanitizer and then tried to upsell it on Amazon or eBay and thank God Amazon shut him the fuck down. Thank God, he shut him the fuck down. Now he's stuck with all that, and he's so oblivious. He's still standing in front of the shitty deed that he did, as though like maybe someone will still reach out and buy the hand sanitizer. Whew. It's a wild one, man. But you know what? I'm gonna give you a little bit of hope. I was driving around the other day, and I'm in LA, so our supermarket that's kind of like Kroger from like the East Coast is Ralph's. So I went to Ralph's and I didn't really see that there was a line. So I close the car, I walk out to go and pick up and see if they have any toilet paper, right? See if they have any Lysol and some other stuff and food. And I wanted some creamer for my coffee. I love Lavazza. But I saw the line. I was just like, oh no, I am not doing that. See? Spoiled American. So, and I see this guy walking to his car, right? So he put something in his trunk and then he's going to put like his cart back and he's coming back. I was just like, let me ask this guy, right? So I said, yo, excuse me, is there any toilet paper in there? He said, I didn't see any. And then he turns to me and says, yo, but I got extra hand sanitizer. You want something? Good fucking people. There are good people. Still good people. That made me feel good. I was just like, I paused. I was just like, no, I don't, but thank you. And you have a blessed day. God bless you. I mean, it could have been Buddhist. I don't know. I don't care. What I do care about is the fact that it showed me that there's still humanity, right? We shouldn't spaz the fuck out. We should be cautious. There's a difference. I think right now the time that we're in is a delicate balance between everything's gonna be okay but just to be safe, motherfucker. Right? Everything is gonna be okay. But I got a question to ask y'all, okay? And this is not to divide people. This is not any type of negativity, but I live in LA and I see when people are moving different. And it's something that I got to ask. I have to ask this question. Hold on a second. Why the fuck are so many white people jogging? I am literally seeing, okay, I'm in LA, so people are fit. People are jogging all the time, right? No. This is not what I'm watching. This is not, I'm trying to be in shape jogging, okay? I saw a lady in her 50s wearing a skirt jogging. Okay, forget that, okay? Maybe she just is bored. She's cramped up. She wants to work out. That's cool. I'll give you that. I saw a father jogging with his son. Wait a minute. The son was 2 years old. Like in those little baby, like little walkers. Jogging. That does not make sense. I drove by an old folks home. I'm not lying. This was in North Hollywood off of Magnolia and Vineland. There's an old folks home right there. I saw this man, I promise you, he had to be at least 82 years old. Older Jewish looking gentleman with a nice little Peaky Blinders hat. And the dude was just like, what the fuck are you? What are they jogging for? It does not make sense what they're jogging for. But I think I figured it out. I figured it out. These niggas think that some type of end of world scenario is going on and they need to be ready. That has to be it. They watch too much Walking. They be watching too much Walking Dead or Contagion or I Am Legend. Like, if you don't got your if you can't run 2 miles right now, like, what are you doing? No, I disagree. I need everybody to start exercising and running. That's it. Just be in shape. That's cool. What I'm hoping is going to happen is I'm hoping that people will start eating healthier, interacting with their friends and family. You guys see what's going on with the beaches, right? How they're cleaning up and ducks are coming back to like the beach. Like, the wild shit is, even though all this crazy shit is going on with this virus, it's just like it's been aggressively beautiful out. Right? And I'll still say this. COVID-19 it's kind of scary, right? Because we don't really know what it is. I think what's more scary is financially what is going to happen to the earth. I was going to say America, right? But I think that once we come out of this, it's going to be a totally different world than what we don't know now. I'm trying to see how many times I cough during this podcast. I'm just burping a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, like, think about this, right? So let's just take California and New York alone, right? California, New York. So they are stopping us they're shutting down businesses for 14 days. Some of them, they're shutting down business for like a month or 2 months. So people are having to lay off their workers, right? And I understand, because they don't want to spread this disease. We don't know what's going to go on. People could die. 100%. They shut down Italy. Y'all saw what the fuck they did in China. That was some movie shit. So much shit is going on. So much shit has been going on in 2020. I'm going to go back to my point if I can remember it. So much shit has been going on in 2020 that Kobe Bryant feels like we forgot about Kobe Bryant. What does that say? We literally forgot about Kobe. This shit is wild. But yeah, so they shut down New York, right? All these companies got to stop. People can't work, right? How many people do you know? How many people who are following me right now? My 17 subscribers. Shout out to all my new 5 subscribers. I have 17 now. My goal is to hit at least 34 before I drop the next one, which will be next week. How many people do you know live check to check? We live in all walks of life, right? I might have some millionaires following me in my 17, or I might have some regular people who are making minimum wage, right? 10 to 15 bucks an hour. How many people do you know are living check to check? Right? And they're barely holding on. So now, let's just say that those people cannot work for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. So now just imagine those people now have to figure out how to get their deposit back to move into a new spot without a job, with a family and kids. Listen, I'm not trying to scare anyone, but what I'm saying is this is the entire planet. Of course, there's certain states that are moving a bit more aggressively than other states, but at some point it's going to happen and we're going to have to shut down America. Right? We're shutting down borders. We're shutting down flights. They stopped the NBA. They're stopping the Olympics. They're stopping the Coachella. You can't stop Florida because you can't stop Florida. Spring break. There are kids in spring break breaking bottles over their head right now, saying, "Hold my beer." I can't understand it. Yeah, it's wild, man. Like I really had a carefree light. I had a carefree light podcast for you. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna talk about deep shit. We're gonna talk about the existence of aliens. I pray I can do that next episode. But right now, it's like a glowing, inflamed elephant in the room. Like, we got to discuss this. But yeah, well, anyway, America can't be the same. The same way Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, you have a lot of companies that are living quarter to quarter. If a company has to lay off all of its employees and shut its doors, this is probably going to be like the biggest bailout in the history of human beings, right? Because you got to stimulate the actual every American. You got to, like, with the $2,000 check or the $1,000 check and $500 for every kid, right? There says it's going to be two payments, one towards the end of April. No, one, say April 28th, and the second one will be May 8th. I think those are the two dates that they said. But what about the companies? How about your landlord? How about like services for like senior citizens? How about the state governments? Well, I guess they have surpluses of money, so they should be kind of cool. If any of you guys know anything about it, comment on the bottom because I have no idea. I'm just spitballing. I just can't even. I cannot fathom what the shift looks like. I cannot fathom what the shift is going to look like. But I really hope. I really hope that with this shift, we realize what is bullshit and what is really important. And we will probably have an opportunity. This is going to sound corny as fuck, but we're probably going to have an opportunity to rebuild our society in a better way. You know what I'm saying? Because even though we are not aware of it, right? Like, we're still human beings, and a fucking microbe that we can't even see can level us all. And this is only COVID-19. Like, in 2 years, it's going to be something different. Okay, let's talk about it. I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, Corey, where did the virus come from? Fuck. They say, well, some people say that the virus, actually, this was on news media. This was on news media. I don't know if this came from the White House. I think it probably came from the White House. Fuck. I'm not going to get into that. But what I will say is sources say that it came from the province of Wuhan, and someone in a market got a bat that had the virus and ate it, and from there spread it. Now, don't get me wrong. A coronavirus, is a type of virus, right? So it's kind of like coronavirus. You know what? Shout out to Jessica. Jessica turned me on to what her mom, who's a nurse, explained to me how to explain coronavirus and COVID-19. Coronavirus is the dog. COVID-19 is a Rottweiler. There are many different breeds of coronavirus, which is a dog. The COVID-19 is actually the breed of dog, if that makes sense. Okay. So what I would say, what my belief is, I believe that this feels engineered. This doesn't feel like a natural occurrence. This feels like this was an experiment where some scientists were doing progressive research and it got out of hand. Or conspiracy theory, or this could probably be a way to population control. Just my thoughts. I think a lot of thoughts. So I'm not locked into one thoughts, but I think a lot of thoughts because that's the way my brain moves. Am I a conspiracy theorist? I don't know. Are you? Okay. So have you guys heard of the Georgia Guidestones? Look that up. I heard about this a long time ago. The Georgia Guidestones. Georgia Guidestones are some stones that were anonymously erected somewhere in the mountains of Georgia. And I think it's written in, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 different languages. And they're almost like the Ten Commandments, but they're long slabs, right? And on the slabs, they have these points like preserve mankind, leave a legacy, some shit like that. And then it says something where it says like reduce the world population to 6 million. First of all, you mean to tell me I can go somewhere and erect this monument and no one knows about it? I really think that, me personally, I really think that this was a way okay, conspiracy theory, because this is only episode 2. So, I think this was a way to target a group of people and test out if they can save a few numbers. I said it. Okay? Don't judge me. This is a judgment-free zone. Okay? This is how I feel. Yeah. It's a fucking lot. Georgia Guidestones. I definitely do believe that there are people who are in power and there are people who are looking at the mass of people and say that you people are dumb, right? You guys are breeders and food eaters, and you guys don't contribute, and we need to protect the planet because we only have one. And maybe every few years we toss something out there to kind of kill off a couple of million just to keep the balance of the earth. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Well, that's not necessarily what I think. Yes, it is. That is what I think. You got me. But yeah, I'm like, once again, I'm not scared of this virus, right? Because a virus moves and is invisible. And I think that I think that there's already a vaccine. Do I think that there's already a vaccine? Yeah. I think there may already be a vaccine. They say they don't have it. They're trying to figure it out, but I don't know. This is, you know what's crazy? This is not where I wanted the podcast to go. It's supposed to be lighthearted. But yeah, this is fucking wild. When have you ever seen a situation where they shut down the planet? They shut down the planet. But yet I am not fucking scared. I wonder if it's a part of me, and maybe you can answer too. Comment below if you are worried. Scared is a strong word. If you're worried or concerned, or if there's a little part in you that's a little bit excited. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think that I think from what I'm feeling, it's fear, but it's kind of like going to like Knott's Berry Farm for like what's that shit called? For Halloween, and you're going to like a haunted house. It kind of feels like people are excited for this big change. What really sucks, that really fucks me up, is I worry about the people who are not in a place like me. Like, I'm able-bodied. I can move around. I think fast. I have enough money to buy bottled waters. I can drive to 15 different stores to get groceries. You know what I mean? I have the means to do it. Now, I'm very concerned about the elderly, right? The people who don't have kids, the people who don't have, the people who may just be in their apartment and no one can reach out to them. I hope that human beings are good enough to, well, they'll just knock on the door and see if their neighbor's okay. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, that's what you should do. If you have any neighbors that you know, because I'm sure the type of panic that's going on might throw people off, right? You just don't want a random man knocking on your grandma's door. But if you have a neighbor that you know and you don't see any movement, check up on them. Make sure they're straight. You know what I'm saying? Bring them some water or some toilet paper or some food or a plate of food or something. Show love. You know what I mean? Because if that was your folks, if that was your people, you would want them to do the same thing, right? Yeah, man. It's we live in some crazy times. I'm concerned about the homeless, man. Like, I'm thinking, like, okay, so let's just say you're a shitty person. If you're a shitty person, you're at a stop sign, you look over, you never give anybody money because you're a selfish piece of shit, right? But you just happen to look over, you're just like, you want a soda? So I think that because the way people are moving in society, that without even a great effort, we help homeless, right? There are people who go down to Skid Row. I live in LA. Google Skid Row. It's like a mile of homeless people or more. A mile. But anyway, you have people who go, they do food drives. They give out clothing, socks. Make sure that the homeless are taken care of. Like, give them medicine, check them up, give them haircuts. Show them love. Right now, because everyone is so fucking scared, it's kind of like they can't even panhandle. People are not even going out. Even the lowest, like even those that have to look in garbage cans, there's nothing in them because people are quarantined. I will say this right here. Okay. And this is what I say we're playing on legendary mode, okay? I leave LA to go to Oakland to bury my uncle, right? So I'm there with my father and my sister, and we're in Oakland. Then all of a sudden, the shelter in place hits. It hits so fast that we get word that everyone who flew in to this funeral, and we flew in from all different states, Chicago, New York, all over, right? We might not be able to get the fuck out. We may not even be able to get out. So we have senior citizens, because this is my uncle. Like you see, I got a gray hair right here, right? This is my uncle, right? So, like, you got to think about my uncles and my aunties who are here to visit. His older brothers are there, and his older sisters are there. So now we're sitting there, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and we hear in our hotel room, hey, I'm sorry, but everyone has to leave. Everyone is getting moved out of the hotel. They use words like move, not kicked out. 1 o'clock in the morning with senior citizens here for a fucking funeral. And what happens is people are arguing. It's chaos. The government just issued a shelter in place. And in Oakland, where we just happen to be, right? People just happen to live where they live, right? The police, not even the police, the military is removing all the homeless people, and they bought up all the hotels in Oakland, in this county, all of them. And they're moving them into there, and we have to get out now because the owner who owns the building no longer owns it. You know what? I think this is where the legendary mode kicks in, right? Because now you're thinking, you're just like, yo, this is fucked up. This is my dad. Like, this is my aunts. This is my great aunts, right? Like, you're going to wake them up and kick them out 1 o'clock in the morning. Some of them have like bad hearts, high blood, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like crazy shit. But then on the flip side, it's kind of like they have to do something about the homeless, you know? So it's kind of like that legendary mode, like we figured it out, but yeah, man, it's just these times are ill. These times are fucking ill, man. I was gonna drink a beer. I broke out the big shit. You know? What can you do but live, right? Yeah, I just but after all that, I still think we're gonna be okay. A concern of mine. Wow, this whole shit is on fucking Corona. A concern of mine is the fact that we are in, let's just say, a 14-day quarantine, right? We are sheltered in place for 14 days. So at that point, we're going to cut back on flights. Delta dropped their planes from 800 to 200. My friend, my very close friend, is supposed to be flying overseas. And now he's stuck. He's stuck here in America. He can't fly back overseas. Tentatively. I got to pour a drink on that one. You hit me with a motherfucking tentatively? Son, you hit me with a tentatively? A tentatively. Yo, shit is wild, nigga. Shit is wild. Listen. I mean, it's not a fearful thing because all you can do at this place is be thankful that you have shelter. Be thankful that you still have loved ones, right? You have to be thankful for all that, right? I hope this is my last drink, but it might not be. Yeah, you want to be thankful for your people. You have food to eat. You got family. Family could be annoying. You probably got a daughter jumping on you, kicking you. Your sister might be getting on your fucking nerves, right? Right, your brother might be farting in a room. You're like, God damn, son. Word? Oh, you just getting down like that? Your roommates may be getting on your nerves. But you know what? It could be worse. It could be a lot worse. I mean, you got to think about, and I hope this ain't like one of you guys, because if it is, like, I am truly sorry. You could need medication. You could need important medication. Your kid could need important medication. You know what I mean? It is a lot of stuff, man. I just think that people should be a little bit more understanding and realize that even in this weird fucking time, you're still lucky. You're lucky. Americans were lucky. Even with the fuck up from the government on their execution and dragging their feet and not having masks and not informing the people properly or scaring the people, like, you're still fucking lucky. If you're watching this right now, you're still lucky. It's wild. What I'm concerned about is the fact that within these next 14 days, right, we made it through the first week, right? So by the end of next week, more testing is going to come through. We're going to see a lot more positive confirmed cases. There's going to be a lot more death. I don't wish it. It's just numbers, right? How we move forward how we move out of this quarantine into whatever we're stepping into new will be based on how we react to those numbers. Like, you get that? Yeah, you get it. Be cautious, but don't be a fucking dumbass. And check up on your folks. Damn, hopefully you guys are checking up on your people. Ooh, I got something for y'all. So, if you're on Instagram, something that'll kind of help you with like positivity and keeping your frequency cool is there's a rapper back from like the early 90s. His name was D Nice, right? My name is D Nice. I'm taking out you suckers and you don't know how I did it. My name is D Nice, right? So anyway, if you follow his Instagram, which I think is @DNice, he has this thing called Homeschool. And he is literally DJing music while you're home. So you can't do shit anyway. You can't work. So he pops a glass of wine and I don't know if he's drinking wine, but people are just like having a party like they're in the club in case you want some good energy. So just stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I know whenever you see me, there's only a second time. I'm drinking, right? Exercise. Do not use this time to eat up your little rations you got at your crib, okay? Don't be fucking... You can do the ice cream. You can have fun. You can boo up and Netflix and watch fucking Ratatouille with your daughter, your kid, whatever. But I would also suggest eating right, exercising. There are a lot of people who are still hiking, right? You don't have to like stay. It's more like personal contact. So if you want to go dumb early in the morning and hike, or you want to go jogging or go in your backyard if you have one, jump rope, exercise, meditate, do whatever you can to strengthen your mind. Because once we come out of this shit, that's a whole nother thing that we're going to have to deal with. You know what I mean? So, yeah, very interesting. Yeah, so much other topics I want to go into, but I think we're kind of deep into this one enough. All I would say is whatever your religion is, it doesn't hurt to pray. It doesn't hurt to pray to whatever you believe in, whether it's Allah, God, Buddha, you know, the Tao Te Ching, like whatever it is you believe in. Like whether it is yourself, the universe. A prayer wouldn't hurt. Try to be a good human being. Look out for other people if and when you can. It's okay to mend relationships. Still stay away from the shitty ones. There's some real shitty people out there. You can forgive them from afar, you know, and just try to at least, like how you have a diet, you should at least try to balance the shit you ingest. The same way that like you just can't eat Cheetos all day or you're gonna get sick, right? So if you consistently eating Cheetos, you know, your body's not gonna function well. So when it comes down to like what you ingest with information, because right now, idle mind is a devil's workshop. Idle mind is a devil's workshop. So you have to be careful about just sitting in an echo chamber listening to a whole bunch of like negative shit. Educate yourself. Don't put your fucking head in the sand like you're a fucking ostrich. Sorry for cursing. Tequila does that. Don't just put your head in the sand and still do research, but still, you know, feed your mind in this time. You're not gonna like this isn't normal. So you should take this time to kind of like strengthen the inner man, the inner woman, you know, and go from there. And wash your hands and wash your ass. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to episode 2 of the KingJedi podcast. And be safe. Thanks for tuning in. And please like and subscribe below.